Okay, Mark, get ready, set, go.
Start.
Kelly's here.
Wow!
Zelly's here.
Perfect!
Gaming.
That's amazing!
Once upon a time, there was a little man in a hut. Scene!
NC? What are you talking about, baby?
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Triangle Strategy with
Zelly.
and Kelly!
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Yo, welcome back. So, what happened last time, Kelly?
We defeated the mines with the soldiers. We defeated soldiers in the mine.
What kind of soldiers?
Aesfrosti soldiers.
Yes, Aesfrosti soldiers.
We discovered salt in the mines. And I think that was it. I don't know what happened after that.
That's pretty much it. So now that they claim that the salt crystals will actually bring truth to Frederica's mother's writings in her book. So that will bring down the teachings of Hyzant going forward. So we'll be curious to see how this plays out. Before we get forward here, let's get started. So we're starting where we left off after we beat these soldiers in the mine and discovered the salt crystals. Yeah.
Deep in the grand Norzelian Mines lay a most unexpected discovery. Crystals of pure salt. Now in possession of knowledge that could alter the course of history in Norzelia, the members of House Wolford gather at Whiteholm Castle to discuss their next move.
Chapter 17, Part 1. If Greaves could passion more.
Unexpected though it may be, the salt crystals are now ours. How shall we proceed?
Carefully, for it has the potential to alter the balance of power across Norzelia. This is an opportunity to reshape the realm to our benefit. We must be strategic.
It's a target on our backs is what it is. There'll be no peace for us so long as we hold them.
Hyzant will set upon us with a fury we've never known if they hear of this.
She's right. They will stop at nothing to defend their faith.
Nor will Aesfrost go quietly into the night.
Then let us prepare for when word does spread, rather than fret over how long we can keep the secret. Whether we protect the salt as ours, or find another way to use it, we must act soon.
What say you, Your Majesty?
We find ourselves at a crossroads. Not just as a kingdom, but an entire realm. Our decision will touch every life in Norzelia. I too wish to act quickly. But I beg you all for a moment alone with my thoughts.
Your caution is admirable, but ill-advised. Hesitation could cost us everything.
That much is obvious. Yet I cannot race headlong into the unknown when so much depends upon us.
Benedict, I find myself unmoored as well. I wish to hear from all present before we decide upon a course of action.
As you wish. Pray let it be swift.
Serenoa, answer me this. Can I count on you to walk the path with me, whatever it may be?
I was named Lord of House Wolford long before I was inducted into the Saintly Seven. And I've been your friend even longer still.
Say no more. Take the others to Castle Wolford and await my word. Likewise, inform me of any movements from Hyzant.
As you wish. Until we meet again.
So I guess we're just leaving Roland there.
Okay.
Alright.
Ooh.
Central Aesfrost. The changing of the time spares no one. Not even the Norzelian Consortium.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Gustavo gathers his troops at Twins Gate and rallies them by revealing that the Grand Norzelian Mines and Salt Crystals have been taken from Aesfrosti.
Okay. Well, that seems kind of obvious too. He's going to try to rally against other nations too.
Oh, something's going on Hyzant.
We also
too.
have Hyzant.
Word of the salt crystals within the Grand Norzelian Mines reaches the Hierophant's playhouse. Oh, that's right, because we had our little spy with us.
Milo.
Yeah.
I think is her name, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at this real quick. I'm really curious to see how
what their thoughts are on that.
Yeah, what they're going to do at Act. I'm sure they're going to be enraged. I mean, like, oh my god, they're going to freak out.
Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook. Deep within the Grand Norzelian Mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Impossible!
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing, bestowed only upon the goddess's followers. The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzant.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Of course. But how?
The Hierophant has spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Norzelian Mines in Hyzant's name.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolfort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor-bound to heed the Hierophant's word. But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolfort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
Pretty much just kill him.
Yeah. Wow, okay, that's quite the plan. Gonna have an army go to the Norzelian Mines, huh? Okay. So right now...
Let's do some character stats always.
I agree. I like Narv a lot. I think he's really cool.
Yeah.
He's an up-and-coming young man into a magician. Well, actually a magic user, but
yes,
you get the idea.
Narv heals an injured child with his grandfather's magic.
Boom. Mob, do your thing. Big man.
Damn it all. At this rate, I'll never come close to carrying on Grandfather's legacy. Maybe I was never destined to be a great mage after all.
Ow! It hurts!
It hurts so bad! Help me!
No.
Oh no, the poor child's fallen. Hey there, are you hurt?
Ow! It hurts so bad I can't even stand!
Not to worry. I'll fix you right up. So dry those tears.
You little fake, you're standing right now. You're saying that's not standing? Look at him. He's standing.
I know,
Is he
right?
sitting? Am I blind?
I think those are shoes, aren't they?
Yeah, they look like lady shoes. But they look like shoes.
Really?
Yup. The pain will disappear like magic. You'll see.
Wind magic.
Whoa! It doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you, sir. Grandma, look! My leg's all better now!
Well, I'll be. Thank you so much for healing my grandson.
You don't need to thank me. This is nothing.
Those robes. You wouldn't happen to be a student of the Archmage Grandante, would you?
You know my grandfather?
Oh, of course I do. What a great man he was. always using his magic to help those in need, much like you. I was just one of many whose lives you saved. Why, that was over 30 years ago. I lost my house to the fires of war and nearly my life along with it. But he quenched the flames with his spellcraft and healed my burns. Had it not been for the Archmage Grandante, I would not be here today. I am forever in his debt.
Even though Grandfather's name was erased from Hyzant's records, his memory lives on in the people he helped.
It sounds like he was a truly amazing man indeed. And I know he would be proud of you for following in his footsteps.
Do you really think so?
I do. And I have no doubt that one day you will restore the glory to your grandfather's name. No matter what the Ministry does to erase his existence, his spirit lives on through you.
Right. But I must keep practicing, that I might help even more people with my spells. Just watch me, Grandfather. I'll restore the honor of your name if it's the last thing I do.
Yes, you go, Narv, you go. Granddaddy's watching you. Oh, that was very sweet. It was very sweet. Okay, another. Cordelia.
Though the Crown City has been freed from Aesfrosti's clutches, the citizens continue to denounce Cordelia.
How dare you? She is a sweet white flower. Get your...
That must be desecrated.
You put that tongue away.
At last, Glenbrook is ours once more. We could not have done this without you, Huette. I cannot thank you enough for all you've done in service of the crown.
I can take no credit. It was all the efforts of Prince Roland and Lord Serenoa. And of course, your loyal subjects who have no doubt longed for your return.
Have they indeed? Can you hear them, Huette? My beloved loyal subjects speak.
Show yourself, Cordelia! You traitor! Foul puppet of a princess!
Damned witch! Lord Landroy's blood is on your hands!
If that bastard Roland was alive, why didn't he show his face sooner?
Lord Landroy gave his life for the crown! And you repay him with treachery and cowardice?
It seems they would just as soon have my head. And Roland's, for that matter.
What in the name of... I'll disperse them at once.
I cannot stop you. But you should know they speak truth.
During the Aesfrosti occupation,
Well, have you made up your mind?
You ask as if I ever had a choice.
How perceptive of you. Perhaps our little talk will not take so much time after all.
I want you to declare to your people that the former kingdom of Glenbrook is now under Aesfrosti rule. They must hear it from you if they are to accept this new reality. If, however, you refuse, well, who can say what will become of us? House Fawkes, loyal as they are to the crown, might erupt into open revolt. They are a fearsome lot, indeed. They would rain hellfire upon the castle. No doubt you can imagine what this would entail.
Had I refused to go through with the Archduke's plot, our kingdom would have been drowned in an ocean of blood.
I understand your pain, Your Highness. I know how hard you fought to survive. It is clear that the people, however, do not. They only see a pawn, a puppet. A traitor. This pains me.
I cannot deny their words. But I cannot allow this chasm between the people and the royal family to deepen any further. 'Tis a new era for Glenbrook. But our optimism must not blind us to the fissures beneath our feet. Else in time they will swallow us whole. I would heal these wounds properly, though I'm not sure I know how.
Very poetic. Very from the heart. Oh, sweet, sweet Cordelia. Oh. Alright, we'll watch one more.
One more.
Alright, which one do you want to watch? Which one are you gonna be?
Ooh, do him.
Jens. The blacksmith. The ironsmith. The man Smithy himself.
Yep.
Who has a hammer and makes things. Oh, yeah.
This place was host to a battle not long ago, wasn't it?
We have come here to help. Let us offer what relief we can.
I never imagined the war would spiral this out of hand. Before the fighting started, all I cared about was becoming the realm's greatest blacksmith. I dreamed of forging the perfect weapon, a testament to strength. But what is strength, truly? Of late, I have pondered much on that question.
And have you arrived at an answer?
Well...
There they are! Thanks for the sweets you gave us. Hey, let's play a game!
Very well. What shall we play? Apologies, Jens. You may return. You needn't wait for me.
Come on! Over here!
I believe I may have found my answer, Lord Serenoa. Courage, kindness, warmth that kindles a smile upon a child's face.
I know what this is about Ian's right here. Serenoa became a dad to children!
Yeah, very much a father figure. What do you think they're gonna do? Think they're gonna jump rope?
Play tag, hide and go seek. Hide and go seek, so it was popular.
Red Rover? No, it's more like Red Horse, I think, in this way.
Yeah.
The fortitude to keep fighting, no matter what trials you may face. Through it all, your heart remains unbent and unbroken. That is what will end this war. You, my lord, and the unmatched weapons you carry within you.
Hey, you should play with us too!
If you insist, here I come!
Watch it for my hammer. Oh.
Now they have two dads.
Yes, they do. In this day and age, that's legal.
Or maybe two uncles would be more accurate.
Yeah, what do you think? One more?
No, let's watch some of the main story now.
All right. So, Gustav gathers his troops at Twins Gate and rallies them by revealing that the Grand Norzelian Mines and salt mines had been retaken from Aesfrost. You snake, you cur, you bass.
You fiend.
Turd. Yeah, he's a turd.
You fiend, you.
He's a bass fish and he's also a turtle.
Yes.
Brown thing. Yeah.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twins Gate. I have asked you here to tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzelian Mines. Alas, Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us. What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolfort is led by one of the saintly seven of Hyzant. They will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core. I trust you can all imagine how Hyzant will respond to such an affront. They will not go quietly, but will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded. Therefore, we must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Aesfrost if we are to counter this grave threat. But we cannot stop there, for that will only draw Hyzant to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzelia in their name. The Duchy has never been in a more precarious position. But we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king. We shall greet our enemies at Twinsgate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death's Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzant. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzant reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my black iron heroes. Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Aesfrost.
For Aesfrost!
Oh yes. The Death's Knell will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
I'm gonna blow it up on you.
They'll all be blown away.
Alright, the changing of the... You want to read it?
The changing of time spares no one, not even the Norzelian Consortium.
What's going in.
Going on?
I don't know. I gotta know.
Have you heard the popular rumor, Lord Claris?
That Hyzant intends to raise an army against Glenbrook? Yes, I am familiar.
So it's reached the Consortium then. Is it true?
King Roland has only just reclaimed the Crown City with Hyzant's help, not to mention restored relations with them. Ordinarily, such a thing would be unthinkable, but the rumors are so persistent that I think something may be afoot.
For example?
I wouldn't be so restless if I had an example to give.
Aesfrost gathers its troops at Twinsgate. Might they have heard the rumors as well?
Perhaps. A battle for the very soul of Norzelia may loom on the horizon. But therein lies the opportunity for merchants like us. You can't wage war without a surfeit of supplies.
You're quite right about that.
And each shift in Norzelia's power balance opens new business opportunities.
Will the Consortium continue trading with Hyzant?
'Tis difficult to say. I believe House Wolfort's actions from here on will be key to the Consortium's decision.
House Wolfort, you say?
Indeed. They've been involved in most every conflict between the three nations on this continent. Why stop now?
Exactly!
I shall wait and see how Lord Serenoa responds first, lest I make any hasty decisions.
You jerk.
Gonna wait until see what we do, huh? That'll be interesting.
Hyzant has learned of the salt crystals. Minister Exham of the Saintly Seven wastes no time in mustering his army, which now marches on the Grand Norzelian Mines. Elsewhere, Gustadolf amasses his own forces at Twinsgate in anticipation of the war to come. All eyes are on Glenbrook, where Roland and Serenoa's pronouncement could touch off a battle for the soul of Norzelia. After much deliberation, Roland makes his way to Castle Wolffort to inform Serenoa of the decision that now weighs heavy on his heart.
Ooh.
Roland visits Wolffort and tells Serenoa of his decision.
But before that, side story.
Side story. Gila reflects on both something and something because I could not read it fast enough.
Federica's opinion about something blah 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 blah.
Late. We best keep an eye out for bandits.
You have a warrior's intuition. You needn't worry. I won't let us come to harm.
It takes no great intuition to see that this world is falling ever deeper into chaos. The reasons, however, remain elusive. Will we see our way safely through this darkness? I cannot say.
We have naught but our duty, and mine is to Prince Roland, whatever might become of House Wolford.
I find your perspective refreshing. Although it may be direct, you walk the path you've chosen with confidence. On the other hand, I often feel that I'm fumbling. I had thought Gustadolf to be a man of reason, but now I see that he will not hesitate to employ deceit to achieve his goals. In a manner of speaking, he and I are not so different. I, too, once hoped to have the influence to change the nation. At least, I told myself so. Really, all I wanted was to be free, and Frederica was simply a means to that end. As long as I had what I wanted, I had no great concern for what became of her.
Gila,
But this war has caused me to reconsider that. I realize that Frederica herself is worth caring for. She's not the sheltered princess I took her to be. Her wits are a match even for Benedict. She surprised me, and shamed me. I was wrong to underestimate her, to define her by her birth and station. She represents my greatest failures as a teacher, but also my greatest success. For she has truly taken my lessons to heart. I see now there is no shame in serving another, and no shame in sacrificing my freedom for something greater. Oh, but perhaps I've shared overmuch. For some reason, I find it easy to talk with you.
the feeling is mutual. You are not so aloof as I thought.
I've just had a thought. When the war is behind us, I may very well open my own school.
Ooh.
Of course, you would be welcome to join me. I would be master of the classroom, and you could be master of the training yard. We could teach our students the art of hawksmanship. Our riders would be first class. What should our school be named? You will come and teach with me, won't you?
Not half so aloof as I thought.
I like that idea.
Ooh, a school, that'd be pretty cool. I'd join that and learn hawksmanship along with riding a horse. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. Another. You can read it this time, I swear I won't go past it.
The research Corrington spoke of in his drunken stupor seems to be making progress, but...
Do you remember we saw him last time when he drank with, like, Eridor?
I think so.
Pretty much a mess.
What's so urgent you can't let a man sleep?
Nothing less than the completion of my groundbreaking research, Eridor.
Oh. Well now, that is something.
Indeed it is. I've managed to thermodynamically stabilize the quasi-liquid film forming on the surface of the...
Yes, I've heard all that. Now tell it to me in words a man can understand.
Right. Well, in layman's terms, I have created ice that never melts.
Ooh!
See how simple... Did you say ice that never melts? That's mighty impressive and all, but what actual good does that do anyone?
My dear, sweet, simple Eridor. We can use my creation to forge weapons with no need for iron.
We could also always have a beverage that's cold.
I was thinking that exact same thing. You could just make tiny little ice cubes to go in your drink, and you'd never have them
melt.
Yeah.
They'd always be cold,
You'd
right?
have a constant supply that would never melt.
Exactly.
Tasty.
Sounds useful, if it works as you say. But how's the durability?
Silly soldier. Do you take me for a fool? Of course I tested their durability. Worry not. A prototype shall arrive shortly. I bid you try it out for yourself. For better or worse, you're the most experienced soldier I know. And so I'd have you handle it first.
That sounds big and important. I reckon I'll take you up on it.
What news? Surely it's finished by now.
Afraid not. I come bearing unfortunate news from the smithy. It seemed plenty sturdy at first, but shattered the moment he took a hammer to it. He says it has a long way to go before it can be used in place of iron, I'm afraid.
Preposterous! My calculations were impeccable. Surely I have not forsaken my homeland in pursuit of a fool's errand.
That's all a bit dramatic, isn't it? You can't have a breakthrough without breaking a couple of ice blades. You know what'd wash away all that pain? A nice cold glass of spirits. Spirits. That's it! That unmelted ice of yours could chill him forever, could it not?
Called it.
Groundbreaking indeed. This invention of yours could still take the world by storm.
And I reckon the army'd have use for it as well. It'd keep our rations from going off. Weapons be damned. You've done very important work.
The fact remains that my calculations were in error. So forgive me my reluctance to.
Less sulking, more drinking. You succeeded, haven't you? Right then, this'll be my treat, and I won't be turning in till you do.
Very well. Scientific breakthroughs never come easily, I suppose. Perhaps my next experiment shall be seeing how many rounds my everlasting ice can chill. Right.
Ooh.
To the encampment with us. 'Tis time for a drink or three.
That's the spirit. Just promise me I won't have to haul your drunken ass home this time.
Why, Erdor? Did Cornton almost make love to you? Ooh.
Just put your hands off me. I'm a beautiful man.
I'm a beautiful man.
I'm a beautiful man. So look in my eyes and look at my lips and say, ooh, ah.
Ooh. I want main story, Zelly. I
no.
want main story.
One more. We do one more.
Haas.
All right. She's the tavern girl, tavern lady, I should say. She's really well experienced. We'll see what she's got. She's a dark past. Oh.
Go on, have another glass. I'm offering top shelf drink for bottom shelf prices tonight. No need to fret over your coin purses.
See? This is why we keep coming back. Nobody treats us better than our Hasabar.
Nobody.
Quite the crowd tonight, eh? Good to see it.
All thanks to you for supplying me with that mead.
Thanks to my good fortune, you mean. I got it for so cheap on account of the batch not measuring quite up to the brewer's usual standards.
Still, look at how happy it's made them. There's nothing I love more than seeing my tavern full to bursting like this. Thank you, Eridor. Truly.
It's nothing, honest.
Ah! And just like that, they've nearly drank me dry. Might have to close up early tonight.
Celebrating something, Hasabara. Whatever it is, we'll drink to that. Pour us around.
I wish I could. Seems the barrels have run dry tonight. But if you'll come back on the morrow...
Run dry? You've enough for these drunkards? You can't spare a drop for those of us who are risking our lives for you on the battlefield? Ah! Hey! Who are you calling a drunkard?
Don't you fools go spoiling the one spot of happiness we've had in a long while.
Enough! My tavern's a place for forgetting troubles, not stirring them up. You do well not to look down your noses at the very people you've sworn an oath to protect. You want respect? Go out there and earn it by ending the war. Then there'll be drink aplenty to go around.
You tell them, Hasabara. They're no better enough.
No.
You lot aren't blameless either, you know. These soldiers do put their lives on the line to protect yours. They get enough grief on the battlefield without you giving it to them off it.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
No, I shouldn't have let my temper flare.
Look, there's still some drink left here. How's about you raise a glass together?
Yeah. You can have some of ours, too.
Well, don't mind if I do.
Level head you've got on your shoulders there, Hasabara.
It helped that you pitched in when you did.
Ah, now that hits the spot.
Doesn't it? Here, I'll pour you another.
That's the reserve.
Aww.
See, now this is what I live for. Giving people a place they can come together and leave the worries of the world behind for a while. Somehow, I know this is what Theo would have wanted me to do. If only I could raise a glass with him.
Oh, Hasa.
Aye, I reckon he'd be proud. You've made a spot of sunshine for people that don't get much of it these days. People like me.
What with business booming again, it looks like I'm going to have my hands full for a while. Don't you worry for your mama, Theo. As long as there's ale to be poured and smiles on her customers' faces, she'll be just fine.
Oh. Hasabar, you're the true hero of this story. We don't need Serenoa rolling.
I still feel like Eridor and Haas have a thing. They could be a couple.
Eridor and Haas. Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
Alright, come on, let's get back to it, Zelly.
Alright, fine. Kessel Wolfar, here we go.
Woo!
Ugh! Ow! Kids are a wolf, right?
I appreciate you coming all this way, Roland.
I was the one who asked for your time, so it is only natural I make the journey. I wish to tell you that I finally made up my mind.
And I would hear your decision if you were willing to share it with me.
I've long pondered over the one thing that Norzelia needs most. I thought back on the Salt Iron War. 30 years have passed, yet the root of our conflict remains the same. Each nation still thinks only of itself, wishing to fill its coffers even at the expense of others. But who bears the brunt of such a war?
The people.
Exactly so. The avarice of the ruler is an existential threat to their loyal subjects.
And yet without that wealth, the people suffer just as much. They languish in poverty.
This much is obvious. But there can be no winner without a loser. Remove one, and you necessarily remove the other. If we achieve equality, we achieve peace.
And how do you propose we achieve? No. No, surely you don't mean...
Yes. The goddess's teachings. All can live as equals under the goddess. An authority greater than any king. The model nation was in front of us all along, Serenoa. The holy state of Hyzant. I have decided that we must give the salt crystals in the Grand Norzelian Mines to Hyzant.
And in so doing, you'll give them control of all Norzelia.
Exactly. There will be no more squabbling over salt. Norzelia will know eternal peace at last.
Unequal peace, surely. One built on the backs of a people like the Roselle, if not the Roselle themselves.
I am not blind to that fact. But so few will suffer for the good of so many. Nothing in this world is perfect, Serenoa. The sacrifice of the few for the good of the many. It's the only clear answer, and one I would give every time I were asked.
Submitting to the goddess will rob you of your kingship.
So be it. My crown, my pride. They are but small prices to pay for peace.
You are truly prepared to throw it all away.
Join me, Serenoa. Let us unite Norzelia under the Holy State.
Roland, this is quite sudden.
I understand. Pray, take all the time you need. I expect Frederica will want nothing to do with this plan, seeing as it forsakes her people. I am already mourning the rift this may cause between you. But I shall not be swayed. This will be my final act as Glenbrook's king.
Very short-lived. Very short-lived. Wow!
King Roland's anguish plays plainly across his face. It pains me to see him so tortured.
I am not surprised. The future of our kingdom, to say nothing of the entire continent, rests upon his shoulders.
Pray tell, what do you intend to do about the salt crystals?
In truth, I cannot decide. Salt is too precious to be hoarded. We've a duty to share it with the people, which is...
Where the difficulty lies, yes. The source makes that all too clear. Salt lies at the heart of every war in Norzelia.
Would that the boundless salted sea of Rosellan legend still existed. We'd have no need of conflict if there were a source of salt for all.
My love, if I may, the discovery of the salt crystals has made two things plain to me. The first is that my mother spoke true in the legend she passed on to me.
And the other is that the goddess's teachings are nothing more than a lie built to constrain your people.
Just so, we are guilty of nothing. Yet the Roselle languish in the source, where they are looked down upon and forced to work until they die. Entire generations lost, countless lives given to Hyzant's cruelty. Cruelty created to justify Hyzant's own avarice and lust for power.
Such is the ugly lie at the heart of their teachings.
One revealed by a crystal of the mineral they hold so dear. The time has come, Serenoa. The Roselle must be freed. The salt crystals have brought us to the brink of war. We can harness this unrest, incite the Roselle to rise up and rebel against their captors.
I am with you. Believe me, I am. But you make it sound so...
Simple. Yes, I know. But the suffering of my people is so distant for everyone else. We can no longer wait for someone to do the right thing. Help isn't coming. Why else would my own mother incite rebellion? We are alone.
I swear to you, none of this feels distant to me. The Roselle live in my domain. I am betrothed to you, my dear. It couldn't feel any closer.
And I thank the stars that I have you by my side. I do. In truth, that's why I think this time will be different. Why I'll be able to accomplish what my mother could not.
I agree. But the risk is immense. Suppose we succeed, what then? Hyzant will not let us go quietly.
Of course not.
And when that time comes, you can lead the Roselle to Centralia, just as your mother wrote about in the book she left behind. Beyond the Great Falls in the Folk's domain at the end of the Norzelia River. The ancestral home of the Roselle.
But that's just a legend.
We've already found one legend to be rooted in truth. Perhaps this one is as well. And if not, at least you'll be safe from harm.
I doubt Benedict will share our feelings, though. Abandoning all we've built to embark on a journey fraught with danger in search of a legend. Yet no matter how perilous the path ahead, I would happily walk it at your side.
Those two really are in love.
They're a cute couple, right?
Yeah.
I like him.
I
What's
like
his
him
name?
too.
Sally and
I
Sally
try to
Mae.
understand what a monumental effect the discovery of these salt crystals will have on Norzelia's history. Whatever course of action we choose will determine whether House Wolfort leaves a legacy in that history or is expunged from it.
How would you proceed, Benedict?
I would do all I could to keep it from falling into Hyzant's hands. They already control the source. With the crystals in hand, they will solidify their grip on the realm and in time dominate it. The siren song of a false equality under their goddess shall blanket the land, claiming every domain and its people.
Even though they count me among the Saintly Seven.
Even then, for that matters little when the equality they espouse is dictated by the goddess, or should I say, the Hierophant. In the end, they will have the same life and death control over all Norzelia that they now hold over the Roselle.
And our wounds from the battle with Aesfrost have only begun to heal. Hyzant will destroy us if we wage war against them in our current state.
But they stand little chance against us if we ally with Aesfrost.
Ally with Aesfrost? Are you of sound mind, Benedict?
Quite. Think about it for a moment. Aesfrost wants nothing more than to loosen Hyzant's grip. They will go to war if it means control of the salt crystals.
Our interests are broadly aligned, yes, but...
Aesfrost has been building toward precisely that purpose for some time now.
You speak of the Death Knell, the weapon that Cordelia mentioned.
Precisely. A weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield to rubble, leaving Hyzant's capital ripe for the taking. Without that weapon, we cannot win. You need only say the word, and I shall convince Aesfrost to join our side.
Really, Benedict?
I
You can do
appreciate
that.
your candor, Benedict, and I do not doubt you could secure Aesfrost's cooperation.
Wow.
But I fear the harder fight is within our own domain. King Roland's heart will not be easily won.
I bid you listen closely and calmly to what I'm about to ask.
No. Please. My heart.
From whence this somber tone?
Do you believe King Roland is fit to rule?
What are you implying?
Decorum is of little use when the fate of our realm is at stake, Lord Serenoa.
I don't think Roland's fit to rule. He's just been so indecisive and like he doesn't really know how to rule his people. He's like a king for the people, but he really doesn't know how to be a ruler himself.
Right, even himself talking right now too. He wants to give his pride, the crown, everything away just to be part of Hyzant's regime.
Part of peace.
Essentially.
That's more like a king who's a coward than one that'll kind of try
That's
to...
a false peace, yeah.
Yeah. More than try to fight for it and figure it out.
Yeah, I think he has. He's just like, I don't know what I can do. Like, I'm a king, but like, what can I do with my power as king? Like, you usually have a lot of influence and you usually have like a monarchy or anarchy, but he wants to have it where... No, there is like a hierarchy where the people, like his subjects, respect him and stuff, but it's just now working in this time and era, so it has to change.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think he should be king, but I think something else should also take place then too in place of that. Whether it's a different figure or just something like that too. I think he was onto something, but I was thinking maybe Cordelia should be like the queen.
I'm a diabolical plan here. Benedict's gonna suggest that Lord Serenoa be the king. Diabolical plan.
What? You think he's gonna say that here?
Just crack it wide open.
Are you content to spend the rest of your life in servitude to another?
Not another word, Benedict. Roland is more than my king. He is my friend.
And you are Lord of House Wolfort, whose military prowess is known to all Norzelia. Not the guard dog of Glenbrook and Hyzant. What else are you here to do, if not to protect your house and keep its banner aloft? But you have the potential for so much more. All Norzelia could be yours if you but desired it.
Treason, if not outright regicide. These are your suggestions.
Yes.
Of course not. The blood in your veins and the royal family's ring are claim enough to the throne. There is no need for violence.
Oh.
I told you not to speak of that again.
But you did not tell me to forget. The time to reckon with your lineage draws near. You must make a...
I've heard enough. Leave me.
Just know that I will do anything you ask of me, Lord Serenoa. I pray that you make the right choice, not only for House Wolford, but for yourself.
I think Serenoa should become king.
Yeah, you think so?
Well, the people of Glenbrook really don't like how Roland and Cordelia are handling things now. If you get a new face in the mix, they'll be like, oh yeah.
We've been in every conflict so far.
Have you reached a decision, lad?
Alas, no. I know not which is the righteous path.
You know I'll follow you down whatever path you choose. We'll fight who we have to fight, together. And as long as it's just a single battle ahead of us, we gotta win in strategy. If we lure the enemy here, that is.
What do you mean?
This village has a deadly secret, lad, for times such as this. You see the aqueducts all around, don't you? They can be filled with oil just as well as water. We can lure the enemy in, trap them, and then set whole plots ablaze.
Oh, it's diabolical.
How terrible. To think such a death trap lay hidden in plain sight.
I only found out from Benedict the other day myself. All you need to do is hit one of the hawk statuettes. That'll spring a fence up around the area and set the oil alight.
Oh, wow. What a system.
The fence will keep them in, and the fire will do them in.
Oh.
Wow.
And take part of the village with it. Truly a last resort.
Aye. And I understand why your father and Benedict chose to keep it from you. But I'm not telling you just for your edification. If you think it necessary, don't hesitate to use it.
Thank you, Eridor. I shall take your words to heart, though I pray I never need to act upon them.
Wow. Oh, that sounds brutal. So they cage them and let them afire. Are we gonna talk to everybody? I feel like we're gonna talk to everybody, huh?
We have to talk to everyone at this point. Yes, there's our scales of conviction. Once again, House Wolfwood stands before three diverging paths. The time has come to lay their convictions bare before the scales and make the greatest decision yet.
That or character stories.
Aww.
We think the old man?
Sure.
A former general from this Iron War. Salt Iron War.
Who in their right mind sends an old man on a scouting mission? Oh, goddess, take me. I can't wait to retire. Of course, I can't very well do so until the war is over.
What will you do once it is?
God made.
I can't say I have any plans in particular. But there is one regret I'd like to remedy. I'd like to find my first love. I still dream of her, even all these years later.
Huh.
She was the general of the Aesfrosti forces during the siege of the Citadel of the Sands. The turning point of the Salt Iron War, that was. I never learned her name. We were enemies, yes, but it was clear from the battle we waged how much we admired one another. She caught a beautiful figure on the battlefield. Her every movement was majestic. More than anything, she was a fearsome warrior. Truly, there is none in the world like her. I wonder what might have been had we met in a tavern instead of as enemies.
I see. I hope you can find her then.
As do I. As do I.
It's Groma, isn't it?
Well, looky here.
Yeah.
Easy, Mark.
I think so.
Let's get them before they wise up.
Easy mark my butt.
There.
Anna's surprised.
She's not even turning.
He saw us?
He saw?
Well, we're too far away. Inhumanly possible.
Monster!
He may be an old man, but he's got great aim.
How did you sense those bandits from such a distance?
Rats like that will never get the better of me. Until this war is over, I've only begun to fight.
I can see you mean that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ah, that's it. I know what I'm going to do when we're done fighting. I'll travel the land till I find the Aesfrosti general who caught my eye. It's strange, but I sense her presence wherever I go. Might be she's closer than I think.
She is.
If that's the case, I'd better do what I can to end this war, and fast. Time to work twice as hard for an early retirement.
Oh my god, that's great. Yeah.
He doesn't know it's Groma. It's Groma.
It must be Groma.
It has to be.
Oh my god, I wish there's gonna be a scene where Groma is able to talk to him too. She's very selfish. Groma wanders the land alone, seeking to atone for her sins. Okay, Groma, you gonna talk about your love of your life?
More side stories? Are we saving main story for next time?
Maybe.
Maybe, he says.
You there! This is no place for strangers. Be gone from here.
So, the rumors were true. There are Roselle here.
From Hyzant, are you? I'll be damned if I go back to your stinking salt pit. It's been 30 years. We want only to live in peace.
30 years? Were you at the Citadel of the Sands during the war, perchance?
I was. How did you know? I was but a child at the time. We had fled from servitude, but the army quickly tracked us down. We were forced to.
So some did survive. Please, forgive me.
What got into you all of a sudden?
Long ago, I served as General of Aesfrost.
I knew it!
It was I who razed the Citadel to the ground and burned your countrymen alive. Words of apology will not even begin to atone for my deeds. Yet I give them anyway. I am sorry.
Knowing the danger, you came all the way out here to say that?
I had to know if any of you lived.
Raise your head. It is true that I lost my father when we fled servitude at the source. My people still bear the wounds from that war. Wounds that may never heal. But not one of us perished in the flames that day.
What did you say?
It is true that we were being kept prisoner in the Citadel jails that day. But we were set free before the fire spread. To this day, I can scarce believe it. But the commander himself personally gave the order, and worked together with our leader to see that we were ushered to safety.
A general of Hyzant freed you? But why?
To this day, I still remember his words. A person's life isn't worth more or less just because of the conditions of their birth. Who is to say what was in his heart? All I know is that it is by his mercy that we are alive today. Many of my people live together in villages. Others, like my family and I, have chosen to live on our own.
None of you died at the Citadel that day. That can't be possible.
But it is, and I'm living proof.
I dared not dream. Oh, thank heavens.
There's no need for tears.
To think there was such a compassionate soul in Hyzant's ranks. If this man still lives, I would express my gratitude to him in person.
As would I. Sadly, I do not even remember his name.
At any rate, I feel as if a great burden has been lifted. And yet my true battle has only begun. And I will not rest until this world is one where people need no longer suffer the horrors of war.
A bit idealistic, no? I reckon that only bloodier days are ahead.
I know this better than anyone, boy. And yet I mustn't give up hope. At long last, my conscience is clear, and I fight with newfound purpose for the hope of a brighter future.
My battle's barely begun. My love, I must find them. I think there's a connection here somewhere.
There is a connection.
Don't
and
you?
Until next time.
I'm Zelly.
And I'm Kelly.
And we'll see you next time when we pursue the scales and go more to character stories. Until then, have a great day and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Subscribers, my stocking's filled with acid. Am I dreaming? What just happened?